The Twin Towers was a very definite sign. On my botched up birth certificate, there's very little information on there except a couple of notes and the date that I was born. Mother and father's name. That was it. My birth date was 9/11. And it just so happened that 9/11 occurred for me on the anniversary when it was one of the 10-year anniversaries that they were supposed to show up and give me the next bit of information I was supposed to receive. They never showed up. And they haven't since 9/11. The next time they're due to show up is next year. Probably will be sometime in November if they decide to make themselves known to me.
So I can see now why you maybe assessing the situation somewhat soberly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, do you feel that you've said some things that are quite remarkable tonight. One is that if one goes into the positive timeline without bringing others along, then fairly soon you're going to be living in a hell. In other words, because you won't have created agreement, and people are going to be moving in their version of the catastrophic timeline anyway, because you won't have that mass moving over.
Right.
So do you think that there are ways to move people into a positive timeline now, given the 9/11, given the BP oil spill, given all these false flags that are, kind of coming in, or?
Well,
Yeah, sorry.
My core belief is that if you're going to bring out the best in others, you need to give them the best of who you are. Mm-hmm. If you want to bring out the best actions from others, then give them something as a template. Give them something to respond to that can be responded to in a positive way instead of a debate or argumentative way.
Right.
Bring out the best in others, in other words.
Mm-hmm.
How religion has fractured and, very, very thoroughly, I think, confused a lot of people and given everyone the idea that they have no responsibility towards certain things on this world, that some things are in God's hands. And I'm not proposing a new religion or a new religious understanding, but I am proposing a new understanding for who we are on this world, all people, and that is that we are the keepers of this garden, that we are a part of what the Creator is, and our thoughts and actions have an absolute reciprocal response. We will get back what we put out, and this has been a message that's been delivered to us from hundreds, thousands of years past. You reap what you sow, and so forth. So if we're trying to get the best out of others, and we're trying to give them an idea that something different is very possible, then we have to show them through our actions, not because we say it is, but because we illustrate what that possibility means. We give them something to see. We allow them an opportunity to face that and to merge with it effortlessly.
So there is still a possibility, because we're in 2010, and we're just, according to some analysts, I'm thinking of Carl Johan Kalaman and my colleague Barbara Han Klaus. She lives here in Vancouver, and they analyze the Mayan calendar according to the time acceleration matrix. In other words, that they're as you know, that they're coming in now. We're now coming into the period where unity consciousness is being transmitted by the singularity at the core of our universe, and that's transduced through the portal of our galaxy, the galactic black hole, and comes in through the sun, and we're just doing it so that there is possible to have an accelerated transformation in these last couple of years. I mean, just in this last 2011 to 2012, things that in past eras took centuries can now happen in a matter of months because of the acceleration of consciousness. So I'm just throwing out that as a possibility. I mean, it's kind of a Hail Mary, a pass in football, but at least that's the theory behind it, that we're having a quickening of consciousness that at the very last minute will allow humanity to like wake up and you know, and the permanent war economy is just kind of thrown off, and we come into this now. We're operating under tremendous difficulties, what with HARP and all these kind of artifices that keep us down. But I'm just kind of saying, if we were to be able to present you, Jerry, for example, with a global platform that would be interactive, that would have, you know, would be educational, to outreaches to the population with a specific message that, look, we've got just a few years here. Let's transition over and begin to elevate the frequency of vibration of people's energy fields around the world. Do you think we have a ghost of a chance of doing it?
Well, probably a better chance than if nothing were done.
Yeah.
You know, the I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go, please.
Well, what I was going to say is that where there's a grain of fear, there's no growth and there's no deeper understanding. You know, well, not you specifically, but folks who have reasons why they can't grow. You mentioned HARP, for example, and I know what HARP does. But there's nothing more powerful than the essence that is contained within your body, your soul. HARP can't do anything about that unless you lose consciousness, lose awareness. As soon as there's a bit of fear or apprehension, then you've lost the game. And that's why I'm saying, if a person is going to truly move through this with grace and ease, and provide this world with another opportunity, add a deeper peace, a more stable way of life, it's going to be because people suddenly wake up to the fact of who they are and what they're capable of doing, the good things. And the way they're going to do that, I think, is because there are those who can show them, and by that example, they'll find it within themselves. I've been doing this for quite a few years, and for the most part, I think the people that I've worked with have realized that, and they move through their circumstances with a great deal more peace and certainty than they otherwise would have. That needs to be something that happens at a much larger scale, however. There's only so much one person can do, one person at a time. But if it gets cascaded out there, if it can be something shown, then I think great things can occur. There's still hope for this world to be exactly what it was meant to be. It's just a question of whether people will embrace that and allow it to occur.
Right, right. No, I realize the full seriousness of what you're saying, because I have encountered others who have said that after 9/11, their extraterrestrial, off-world contacts also left. And when I first heard that after 9/11, because I've been involved in that sort of the not 9/11 truth, I became initially I was disappointed and angry at the extraterrestrials for leaving. I said, now's when we need you. And so I've been, trying to understand the perspective of, are they pulling the plug on the planet or what? Or are we supposed to is this supposed to really, like, well, if we don't want the plug pulled on the planet, we're really going to have to get it together. And yeah, go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
One of the things that I hear folks mentioning frequently is that if things really do go bad rapidly, that they're hoping that the extraterrestrials will come down and, for once and for all, fix the situation or take them off this world. And I can assure you, they're not going to do either of those things. That's not within the scope of what they're all about. The reason why they left was because things were starting to go terribly wrong, and it was becoming increasingly dangerous for them. They didn't leave in such a way as to never come back. They just got very quiet.
Okay.